Seclusion is a must in sadhana. Part 2. Further, when you mix, you have to talk much. You are forced to talk a lot. This means a wastage of energy. All energies must be very carefully conserved by an aspirant. All the doors through which energy leaks out should be rigidly shut through complete Pratyahara, through total abstraction. Thirdly, if you do not know how to protect yourself, the Prana sheath, your valuable Prana, will pass away to other persons. Your magnetic aura, your mental aura and your Pranic aura will flow to other weak persons. This is termed as vampirism. There will be considerable loss of Prana. You must therefore know the process of protecting yourself by developing an auric shell. A young mango nursery has to be fenced properly in the beginning. A small fire started by the collection of a few dried leaves or bits of straw can be doubtlessly extinguished if you suddenly introduce a big log of wood in the fire. You are like the mango nursery, like the small fire, during the period of sadhana. How can you withstand the hostile currents of the world? What you have gained in 5 years through hard practice will be irrecoverably lost in a month by promiscuous mixing with worldlings. Several persons have complained to me that they have lost the power of concentration by mixing and they cannot attain the same state that they had during seclusion. You should not enter the world before 5 or 6 years of seclusion. You must test how you fare when you enter the world. If you are not a bit affected, if you can keep up constant balance of mind, if you can rest in the Atman, you can move about in the world. Otherwise, wait for some time more in seclusion and continue sadhana. There is no harm in your mixing with a congenial person who is also devoted to meditation, study and other spiritual pursuits, for 1 hour daily, and in whose company you experience pleasure and elevation of thought. You can discuss various abstruse philosophical points. You will find this useful. You can be in the company of higher, spiritual personages who enter into samadhi. Their company will be highly beneficial. Instinct will speak aloud from within that such and such company is elevating and such company is depressing. If you find that the company of a certain person gives the least depression, shun him from that very moment. I know of several persons who have had a terrible downfall from their spiritual heights owing to indiscriminate and promiscuous mixing. They entered the world hastily, without testing themselves. They were reduced to a level worse than that of a worldly man. The old, evil impressions wait for an opportunity of crushing you down. All the old desires return and attack you with tremendous force. The cravings become intensified during the period of downfall. The aspirant finds it difficult to rise again. Everything should be done gradually. It is very difficult for a man who has been in the world to shut himself completely in a room and observe silence also. It will be very painful and troublesome for a beginner. He should slowly train himself. He should train the mind gradually by observing silence once a week and remaining in the room for a certain number of hours. He should have a walk in the evening along the banks of a river or along the seaside or any other suitable place. For a sadhu, fresh air, invigorating cold baths, an evening stroll and moderate exercise are very essential. He cannot afford to have milk and ghee and has to depend upon help from nature in a variety of ways. All throughout the period of sadhana, strong common sense should be exercised. After a period of about 2 or 3 years he will be able to remain alone in a closed room all throughout the day, because he now knows the process of reflection and meditation. He can spend 6 hours in meditation and 6 hours in study. The mind will now be completely adjusted to the new life. There will be no trouble. He will be highly delighted to remain alone always. He would not like to be disturbed even for a day. He would not want to lose the peace and bliss of solitude. He depends upon the Atman within for help, strength and happiness, and not on the world outside. He has now a changed angle of vision and becomes a changed being. He has a changed psychology. Worldly-minded persons cannot properly comprehend his metamorphosed nature. Swami Sivananda.